Hello there. I guess today is Veterans Day. 11/11/2023. You know, yesterday I watched two movies. Well, I watched most of two movies on TV. The first one was that one, The Longest Day, about the invasion of the people, the military, into Europe to push the Nazis back. The other one was Tora, Tora, Tora. Now, there was a fancy movie made with all the love stories and everything about Pearl Harbor. All them fancy computer-generated stuff and everything in it. Special effects, they call it. Now, that one was all right, but it was just a glory shot. But that Tora, 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 if you paid attention to it, that movie actually paid attention and put in the things that all them guys, from Franklin Delano Roosevelt on down, messed up to cause Japan to be so successful in their attack on Pearl Harbor. I mean, it was, if you read the history books and everything, you can find that stuff out, but they don't ever, the media and Hollywood and that, don't ever like to put that stuff in. But in that movie they did, Tora, Tora, Tora. And in that Longest Day, if you paid attention to what went on and what the kind of the backstory for some of the soldiers in that. That other one that was made, Saving Private Ryan, I can remember people talking about not liking all the blood and everything and all the gore that was at the beach when they went ashore. Well, there was a lot of it. That's war. And you know, in war, there is no collateral damage. Period. Now, for all the people that don't believe in God, that just believe when the end of the mortal life comes along, it just gets dark and you're just done. And for them that believe, well, when the end of life comes on, the shroud falls over you and you wake up as a cricket or a bird or something else. Well, that's not what I believe, because I believe life is an eternal progression. But this stuff about these wars, now that First World War, old Woodrow Wilson talked the people into it and got them to go into Germany to push the Prussians and that out. All them evil people. That stuff had been going on for a long time between the Germans, the Prussians, and French. That Alsace-Lorraine's been fought over a lot of times. Heck, where did old Napoleon meet his Waterloo? That was some kind of a deal about the British and the French. See, so those have been going on. There's family arguments. But the United States declared war because President Wilson talked them into it to go rescue all them people. Now, the Second World War come along, and the United States was trying to stay out of it. They were sending all kinds of equipment, shucks. They had sent a whole, as I understand it, they disassembled and sent an entire steel mill to Russia. to Russia, which was actually the Soviet Union by then, and gave it to them. Okay, and we sent all them ships over across the Atlantic, all them convoys. that kept Britain afloat. And we did all that. And then the Japanese, if you pay attention, the Japanese didn't want to go to war against the United States. There's some of them admirals and that knew if they got the United States in it, they were in trouble. But they were into Indochina and all that. Okay. Fact is, a lot of them didn't want to go into Indochina. They were in China, but they didn't want to go in that other part. So you pay attention. We got roped into declaring war in Europe on Nazi Germany. We got roped in because of some of the foolishness and that went on to fighting with Japan. Now the world would be a different place today if we hadn't, but would it be better or worse? For all the guys with the money, all the corporations, the multinational corporations, the international corporations, all this kind of stuff, it would have been worse. And for that thing they call, I can never get it right, about the American military complex. I forget what the rest of it is. Anyway, all them big corporations that supply the military, U.S. military, with all that stuff to go into all them other countries and to have troops in them. I've said before, Vietnam was my war, but it wasn't a war. It was a police action. Well, guess what? It was a war. And there is no collateral damage in war. Police actions, they try to hold it down because they just want to stop the violence. So let's get all together and hug and sing Kumbaya and all them kind of things. Let's have flowers and, what was that the hippies used to say in the 60s? Free love. Well, it's like these gay people supporting them Palestinians and them Muslims over there. I read an article about, do them people have a death wish? Because if them people take over, them gay people are in trouble. People got tunnel vision. They don't pay attention. But anyway, Korea, we had no business having our noses in that except to control the world. Vietnam, we had no business in that except to control the world. Look at that. We had after the Second World War, we had them big bases. I spent time in Subic Bay and even up in that Air Force base by the volcano that went off. What business did we have of being there? Except to control the world. Why do we have bases all over the world? All over. Why do we have military, our soldiers, in all them places over there? Why do we have them two big aircraft carriers and their group sitting over there in the Mediterranean off the Middle East? Huh? You know something? It's none of our business. If we would stay out of it, let them people work it. These wars, that Ukraine would have been finished in a few days, a couple of weeks, if we'd have stayed out of it. But we're fighting Russia by proxy. Why? If Russia does something that's worth declaring war, no collateral damage, take away all their ability to fight, fine. Down there, Israel declared war on Hamas. and was taking away all their ability to fight. And yet everybody is standing up for the bad guys that started it. The sneak attack, the Pearl Harbor of Israel. Why? It's all about money, all about power, all about control of the world. Just think about it. The people that control the world are them big guys running them corporations. They're hiring the police force, and the biggest one they got is the United States. Think about it. You getting any benefit out of that, or are your husbands, sons, and that getting chewed up as cannon fodder? Think about it. Today, all them American veterans, them ads on TV asking for $19 a month and this other stuff. If the military goes in, that should be funded out of the federal government. All the care, all the after effects should be funded in this country by the government, what the government already has. But they're spending the money they should be spending on the veterans and on the public, on the schooling systems and everything else in Ukraine, in Palestine, in all these other places around the world. Oh, because we're such benevolent, wonderful people. No, we're not. It's all about money, all about power, all about control, and it's about slavery. Read the Constitution. See what it says. Go back and read the Declaration of Independence and see why the Constitution resulted. Think about it. Have a good day. I thank all the veterans. I was one of them. But I don't think it's right. And may God bless you all.